Khan, who runs the Movement for Justice party. He joined me from Islamabad, and I asked him what impact last week's attack had had on his country.
Well, it's extremely tragic because, and I can tell you I was so embarrassed, like all Pakistanis, to see what happened to the Sri Lankan teams. I, for one, never thought a cricket team would be targeted. I still believe that the terrorists of this, the ideological terrorists did not target that team. This was it was a plot probably to destabilize us economically. And it worked because it got major headlines.
So, presumably, this means no more international tournaments in Pakistan for quite a long time.
The way things are here, I do not see any team coming to Pakistan. Not cricket, not in any other sport.
You've recently suggested that Pakistan may be heading towards the status of a pariah state. What did you mean by that?
Pariah state in the sense that, cricket teams, foreign sports teams are not going to visit us. And most important and very significantly for Pakistan, there's no question of getting foreign investors in Pakistan. In fact, our businessmen to hold meetings now with foreigners have to go to Dubai. And so this attack reinforced that the idea that this is a war zone.
So do you think that President Asif Zardari and his government have actually lost control of the country?
Asif Zardari never had any control, simply because he's bunkered into the presidency. Now imagine, all your two prime ministers have visited both Iraq and Afghanistan. Both the American presidents, have visited the troops there. Pakistan, which has probably lost far more troops than the Americans have in Afghanistan. In fact, many times more troops than the Americans, not to mention our civilians. He's not even gone to any of the places. Forget about Fatah, the tribal areas, or Swat, which is a settled district. He's bunkered in. So, and the team he has, it's not just that he alone is petrified of being attacked, but it's the team which he's brought in does not have the capability.
The Indian Home Affairs Minister said on Friday that he thought that Pakistan could become a failed state. Do you think that's likely?
I do not think Pakistan will become a failed state because it's a very resilient state. The people are very strong. They're used to crises. All it needs is a bit of stability for the country to start bubbling again. The problem we face right now is, in a way, what he said is right, that the responsibility in a parliamentary democracy, which is based on the Westminster model, lies with the Prime Minister. But here, the authority lies with the President. So he has usurped all the powers of Musharraf, who was a dictator, army chief. So he's got all the powers of Musharraf, but the responsibility is with the Prime Minister. No system can work where you divide authority and responsibility. So no wonder the government is paralyzed.
And in the meantime, dozens of people continue to die all the time. There was a report this week, another group of police killed by a car bomb up in the northwest province. So there's at least the impression of complete lawlessness up there, isn't there?
Well, we entered into a war which was not Pakistan's war. And we were taken in by a military dictator. Then we started doing exactly what the Americans were doing in Iraq and Afghanistan, using aerial bombardment to fight the war, killing lots of civilians, and slowly but surely, the whole area rose up against us. So now, where there were no Taliban before, the entire area has a new phenomena which is called Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan.
So what would be your message, for instance, to President Obama, who clearly intends to pursue the war in Afghanistan and the border area even more vigorously?
My message to President Obama is, do not follow the tried and failed policies of George Bush. Learn something what happened to the Russians in Afghanistan. They killed 1.5 million Afghans, still lost the war. This way of fighting a war by aerial bombardment, the whole area is getting radicalized. This country, this is going to go down the drain if this war continues. Forget about everything else. We can cope, but this war is draining this country. We should tell Obama, save yourself, start negotiation. Talk to the Taliban. Taliban were never your enemy. Taliban don't have the capacity to hit any Western targets. And help us get out of this mess, which was not of our making. We got stuck in someone else's war.
So are you saying that it would be better for Pakistan for the British and the Americans in Afghanistan simply to leave and go home?
You know, what surprises me is that British have an understanding of Afghanistan. They've got a history. They know what Afghanistan is all about. They have an 80-year history of the tribal area. What surprises me is that why are they not advising the Americans that this is a disaster for all of us? I mean, particularly this country, but also for the Americans, because this is just going to drain them. This war will go on and on and on. No one can tell me right now what will happen for them to win the war. What are the objectives of this war? What are they trying to bring to Afghanistan? If it was Al-Qaeda, then surely the sensible thing is isolate Al-Qaeda, not push all the people towards Al-Qaeda.
Imran Khan, who joined me earlier from Islamabad.